Hey.
All the guys took very well care of him. You know, we weren't getting big amounts of money. We did a decent living, but he paid for everything. He'd buy a new car, bonuses after all the tours, everything we did. Vacation together, first-class vacation, pay for all first-class travel. We had everything.
Il gruppo vive nell'agiatezza durante tutti gli anni 70 ed è Elvis a pagare i conti. Compra agli amici gli appartamenti in cui vivono, anche se non c'è bisogno di regali per la loro fedeltà.
He liked to share his wealth and his good times with all his friends and people. And he loved giving gifts away. When he got famous and had made a lot of money, he enjoyed sharing his wealth with other people. He loved to see people's reactions on their face when he gave them something they would never expect to give. Never expect to get a diamond ring, a big diamond ring, or a brand new car. Total strangers. And he would see the look in their eyes, they couldn't believe what was happening to them. That thrilled the hell out of him. It really made him feel good.
The two hardest things in Elvis's life to say was, "I'm sorry" and "thank you." He just didn't do it well. And he would do this by doing that, by giving you a car or giving you money or this. That was his way of saying, "Hey, thank you a lot, I love you," and the whole thing. It just, I mean, he just could not, he had trouble with those words.
We did what we wanted to do, and that's the way we lived the life. When Elvis was happy, we were happy. Elvis was miserable, we were miserable. It was really funny. It was really strange that way. And when I think back at it, it was pretty weird.
Elvis was very unpredictable. When you thought you got to know Elvis, the next day you'd meet a different guy. But that same person could be a very physical, outgoing guy's guy. And this could go on for a couple of years. Fighter, tough guy. And about the time you bought him a gun for Christmas, he was into Bibles.
He always had a fondness for guns. We used to, as an example, even in the very early 60s, we used to go snake hunting. There was this lake near Graceland. We'd take shotguns. One time, he almost shot Joe Esposito. He always had that fondness, but it got even more when he started putting it in terms of protection. We used to joke because he used to have a gun here, and a gun here, and a gun here, and a gun in his boot, and a gun in his back, and he'd just go out to go to the movies.
You know, the paranoia is like, you know, it's unexplainable at times. And he really, you know, he just got terribly insecure. I mean, Elvis had a lifestyle that, I mean, when you have, it's kind of like a rat running around in that wheel. And once you get on that wheel, you can't get off. And his lifestyle was so that he had to work. He had to do this. And as a consequence...
He felt like he had to do it.
Well, I know that, but also, listen, Billy, you cannot have what he had and paid who he paid. I can tell you, in 23 years, I never missed a paycheck.
No, nobody.
And yet, nobody did. And I'm telling you that at times, I know that he didn't have the money and borrowed to pay us.
He borrowed against the challenge,
I sat down with
sure.
Colonel one day, I said, you know what? I said, every damn thing that you're shooting your mouth off. He got really mad at me. In fact, he called Elvis to fire me once again. And I said, you got to get him out of the country. I said, we've worn this country out. You have got to get him around the world. I don't care about security. I don't care about anything. You got to get him out.
I got to tell you this, Martin. This is in defense of the colonel. It's a fact.
Fuck the
Colonel Parker was concerned about the drugs and the guns in the other countries. He
was
said
concerned about
he
himself.
cannot get away with carrying those guns. He cannot get away
He was
with those
concerned about
pills.
himself, too.
He can't do it.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss?
In 1975, what I had been seeing a little bit of the previous year or so was getting worse, and I was very concerned about his health. And it wasn't like it had been before when he was taking the uppers and the sleeping pills. When he started experimenting with the down stuff, that's when we started getting concerned, all of us, not just me. The down stuff is like Demerol and things like that, pain medication that brings you and lets you down and you kind of just float, Dilaudid is like a synthetic and is 5 times more powerful than pure morphine. He was taking those, he was taking liquid Demerol, he was just things that these doctors would give him, and it just burned us up.
It was tough. It got to a point where a lot of guys didn't want to talk about it. We were just so upset about it. So try to block it out of our mind and hope it wouldn't happen. He'd always sort of say, "Hey, I know what I'm doing in my life. I'll be fine. I'm preoccupied with other things right now, and that's all we could do." And the only enjoyment he got probably in the last couple of years of his life when he was on stage.
I think there was too much pain in Elvis at that point, from going through divorce and wanting to be back with Priscilla, not being able to tour overseas. His health was giving away. He did not want to admit anything was wrong. He was Elvis Presley. Here's a guy that helped everybody else. If you were sick, not just with money, though. He helped you talk things through, whatever else. I don't think he got the reciprocal from his friends,
I get pissed off, and I get pissed off with the people that help contribute to it, and not just the doctors, and not just the guys that got the stuff to him, but I get pissed off at Elvis. He was a smart man, he knew what he was doing, but he denied it.
Love me tender, love me sweet.
Queste preziose immagini del gruppo in vacanza, girate dalla Marfike, mostrano gli ultimi giorni felici trascorsi insieme ad Elvis.
You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me.
The last vacation in March of 1977, we all went to Hawaii. We had a great time. He was in a great mood. He was out there on the beach having a good time. He was overweight at the time, but he was smiling. We thought, hey, this is a good chance. He cleaned his act up for about 30 days or more. But then all of a sudden, boom, right back again. We were all very frustrated. But we all could do, only thing we could do is that. We can't, he's 42 years old. You can't force this man to do anything. People say, why did you guys have him committed? How could I have him committed? He's 42 years old. I can't have him committed. Even his father couldn't have him committed. You can't prove he's crazy. So your hands are tied. Your hands are tied.
Elvis had a lot of physical problems that were really eating away at him. He had glaucoma. He had hypertension. Do you know that every night after a show, his blood pressure would shoot up to 180, 200 every night? And that's a tremendous strain on the heart. Elvis had a spastic, twisted colon. I can't tell you the problems that plagued him because of it. How uncomfortable he was, and how his body, especially the lower part of his body, started to blow up and balloon. So the doctor was giving him medications every night to go to sleep. And I say medications. Euphemistically, we're talking about poison. That's really what it was. Elvis was abusing them. He's responsible, but he's also a victim. The combinations of these drugs were lethal, no question about it.
So I ran upstairs. I go into the bathroom, and Elvis had fell over. He was laying on the floor. I turned him over, and I knew he was dead. I just knew it.
His body was found on the floor in an embryonic position with a book clutched to his chest. Elvis died reading about Jesus.
È la mafia di Memphis a portare la bara durante i funerali di Elvis.
Memories pressed between the pages of my mind. Memories sweeten through the air.
When Elvis died, it was like a train stopping. I know for about a year after Elvis died, I couldn't hear. I was almost deaf. It was like, you know, they say that the accident doesn't kill you. It's a stopping that kills you. And the stopping, it stopped. It went to a screeching halt.
Memories.
You know, my best friend is dead. No matter what you want to say, that's the biggest loss to me I've ever had. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of Elvis. Thanks to Elvis, I survived Elvis Presley.
There's times when it'll hit me and I'll just, sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's sad. Things I've seen that, oh God, that was funny, he would have loved this, you know, and laugh about it. But it's always there, every day, you know. He's been there for the last 25 years, and ever how long I live, he'll continue to be there.
I wouldn't trade those years or the relationship that I had, not just with Elvis, but with all the guys, for anything in the world. We were part of history, entertainment history, and actually cultural history, because of how he affected the culture of the world and changed it.
A lot of times I think back, I said, you know, he was 42, he died very young. But very few people will ever live it in their whole lives, what he did in those years. I mean, we lived a wild and fast life in those matter of years that he was on Earth. I wish he would have changed and did it our way, but he did it his way. And I'll be loyal to him till I die.
Of holding hands and wrap bouquets and twilights trimmed in purple haze and laughing eyes and simple ways, quiet nights and gentle days with you. Memories pressed between the pages of my mind. Memories sweeten through the ages just like water.